thought it was back to back.
No worries.
Okay.
Okay. A hard time starting.
So 2 episodes ago, we had our first female guest.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have another female guest. We're starting a trend here at WordsrTough. I want to introduce my niece, Leonela Rosario.
Hi, guys.
Is this the first podcast you've ever done?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's good. That's
Nervous, excited.
I'm excited. I've always wanted to be on a podcast.
Nice. Cool. Do you have any friends your age and stuff that are doing podcasts or have been on some?
Not really. I see a lot of podcasts now, especially. Like, I feel like that's kind of a trend now, but not really anyone my age or anyone that I know. Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that seems like something you kind of build up to.
I think it's a millennial thing. I think like every other millennial I know has their own podcast.
Yeah. Now it's more like your age is like streaming, right?
Yeah, but there are like a lot of podcasts with people my age, just not people that I know though.
Oh, okay. All right. So maybe it's maybe less frequent in your age group.
Yeah.
Because at one point everyone and their mother had a podcast that was my age. So we had ours first though. No, I'm just kidding.
We did it.
But yeah. So yeah, no, we're glad to have you. Like I said, as a second female, back-to-back guests. So we're really excited. So, just to give you a little background, you just got out of high school, you're into college. What are you looking forward to accomplishing in college?
College, I really just want to get my degree so I can have that to because it's always good to have a degree.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm doing sports communications, but I'm actually changing my major because I chose the wrong one. I was supposed to do sports and hotels, something hospitality. It's like a bunch of different topics, hospitality.
Mm-hmm.
And sports is one of them because what I want to do is sports management, not really like broadcasting and stuff. I want to do more management. So that major, you can manage sports and then the other topics that are under it too. But yeah, mainly sports management. And
that's awesome that you're getting into that because I know that's a very male
dominated
space. Yeah. So it's definitely they're trying to make everything more diverse now, so it's good that you're getting your foot in there. So that's great. I know what are some of the other hobbies that you like, just so
so I dance too. That's a big one too that I want as part of my career. I just always wanted to be there, or maybe that would be the main one and the sports management would be the other one. But I choreograph now. I just started choreographing. After I graduated, I got more into it. And now I've started choreographing. For example, for my old high school, after I graduated, I got hired to choreograph for the winter show.
Oh, nice.
So now I'm kind of incorporating it into, my jobs.
Mm-hmm. So
now it feels more like I could do this as, something on the side or just even the main thing that I do if I take it that far. But yeah, I've always danced, so I want to keep it as part of what I do forever.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, anytime you have a skill that you can start producing money, like me and David are always trying to do.
Trying to figure that out.
That seems like the ultimate goal.
Yeah, have a side hustle and a side hustle.
Yeah.
And, more side hustles on top of your side hustles. Actually, what school do you attend?
Montclair State University.
Hey.
Yeah.
I got my grad degree there. It's a nice campus. The good thing about Montclair State, I think, is the fact that you have that college feel. It is a campus.
Yeah.
But if you want to take a train to New York, within 30 minutes you're there, which is really nice. Unlike, I also went to Rutgers, Newark, and that's just you're just in Newark. You're just
in the Ironbound.
You're just in Newark with a bunch of buildings and schools. I mean, it doesn't have that quite campus feel if that's what you're looking for. But I wouldn't recommend going to Rutgers, New Brunswick, because that's just that's just ridiculous.
And it's interesting. What I like about college is the landscape changes so often. Uh-huh. Now, I know from reading online, it's very political, and I hate to use this word, but people say woke. Woke used to be something different when I was younger than what it is now.
Yes, it was. Now it's a derogatory slur for some people. Jesus.
But it's really interesting I'm curious as to how your experience is going, and then once you're into it more like a year or two, I would like to hear what how's it been going. But as far as the dancing, what type of dancing do you do, like specialize in?
I do basically like all styles. More recently, not recent, but like since I was probably 13 to more recent times, I've been more focused on like hip hop, but also not really, because I do like contemporary jazz type styles.
Okay.
And also in high school, they trained us in ballet, jazz, tap, and modern, like every week.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think I focus on one specifically. I kind of do all of them.
Oh, okay. That's good. So it's like a hybrid. Like you put them together?
It's actually really good, because I think too many young people, especially in the creative field. I'm an art teacher, by the way. That's my day job. I think a lot of young people, they get too stuck into one niche, and they don't really know how to like branch out. I think and my advice is always good to kind of like keep like a wide lens, and as you get older and find experiences, you can kind of like chop it down to like one specific thing. But if you just say, hey, I just do this and only this, then they're like, oh, we can't use you then.
Yeah, but like speaking of that, that's really true, especially in the dance world. Like, for example, not a lot of people do tap nowadays. I don't know why, but there's a shortage of tap dancers.
Yep.
I don't know why. It's actually really fun. It's a great style of dance. But, yeah, for some reason, like, even some studios don't teach tap. I don't know why, but, yeah, people need to start doing tap again.
It's tough, right?
Yeah, it is. It definitely gets tough as you get to, like, more advanced levels. But, like, to know basic tap it doesn't take, like, obviously tap is very hard and it takes a lot of skill, but to, like, learn basic steps, like, it doesn't take that much for people to just teach their dancers some basic tap just so that they could be, like, a little more well-rounded.
So our first sponsor is Nbox. Give your home-based business its own mailroom. View your open and scanned mail from an encrypted app. Have it forwarded, held for pickup, or shredded and recycled. We'll even include a commercial business address to protect your privacy. Visit www.nboxdelivers.com to see more.
And with our next sponsor, we have Angelic Interference, which is a clothing company that taps into all you astrology lovers out there. Check them out. We're going to put the link down below. They're going to be coming out with a lot of poetry, artwork, music that goes along with their clothing line. So a lot of exciting things coming their way, and we appreciate them being a sponsor of the podcast. The next sponsor is Worldwide Solutions. They can take care of all your tax needs. I know tax season is already passed, but they do business payroll, all types of solutions for businesses, anything tax related, LLCs, incorporated. So reach out to them. Rick's Barbershop, which is here in Garfield. They will have you looking great for your next bar mitzvah or your communion or wedding, whatever you have coming up. They can take care of you. Just let them know WordsrTough sent you, and they'll give you the WordsrTough treatment. And the last sponsor, of course, Premier Rank Marketing. They've been with us since day one. They help businesses with online solutions such as video content, online campaigns, Hulu advertising, YouTube, Facebook, Google, Twitter, all the socials. They take care of everything for you. They give you an individual plan, no matter what type of business, brick and mortar, phone-based, huge company, or sole proprietor. So reach out to them and they'll hook you up. And if you tell them WordsrTough sent you, they'll give you 50% off, which is a great deal. All right, thank you, and back to the show.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah.
Because especially, like, if you're going on auditions and stuff and you plan to have dance as your career, it is always good to know tap for, like, Broadway, anything like that.
Yeah, you got to be able to jig every once in a while, you know?
Yeah, like...
So that's cool that you like to spread it around, because I love, one of my favorite things a few years ago was like all those videos that were popping up that they were like instructional videos, and it was like Susan teaching how to hip hop dance.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, and you gotta go like
Yeah.
Yeah, those are just.
I love those videos. They're so great.
You can actually buy a costume at Halloween Spare or whatever, a Spare of Halloween. There's actual costume of like that character, that woman.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, that's so great. I love
with like
that.
with the what do you call it? What was that outfit she was wearing? Like a tracksuit kind of thing.
Yeah. I love that. But yeah, that's so cool. You've been you've danced all over, right? Like it's not just New Jersey. Like I know you had school in New York and things like that.
Yeah, the reason I was kind of more focused on hip hop for a little bit was because I went to a studio in New York called Brick House NYC.
Shout out Brick House.
Shout out to Kelly Peters. Love you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was.
Yeah, don't feel free to plug as many places
and shout out anywhere
as
you want.
Yeah, Kelly Peters was. I would still like to think of him as like a mentor to me. Yeah, Brick House NYC. I was part of the cruise. I was in Gen XS, which is like the little kids one. Then I moved up to Gen X. Then I kind of like, when I started high school, I didn't have a lot of time and stuff, and things got really busy, and then I couldn't go as much, but that's still like one of my homes, and I love it there, and I'll definitely return when I have time. But yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. And speaking of that, like I know, you know, maybe I'm just like completely being ignorant, but do like, let's say in the dance community, how do you feel about like I've seen so many new shows coming up that want to showcase dance, so it seems like the popularity for viewing it is going up. Like they used to have like The Voice, but now they have like Best Dance Crew or something. I don't know the name, but and like Dancing with the Stars has been really popular for a long time. Do any dancers like think like, oh, maybe I'll try to get on a show like this?
Yeah, there's a lot of dancers that like audition to get on shows. I was on this Fox show with this dancer. He's like a young dancer. He's like, I think around my age, but his name is Merrick Hanna, and it's called Dance Squad with Merrick Hanna, and it was like a little series on Fox Family's YouTube channel. And it was basically like, so it's called Dance Squad. It's basically like they pick a group of dancers and they give you a Fox movie to make a dance based off of, and you basically just have to make a dance, and they give you a time limit, and that's like the whole challenge of it, like, oh, you have to make this dance by tomorrow, and then we'll see when you perform it how good it is. And yeah,
nice.
So it's like interpretive dance in a way.
Yeah.
Kinda. I don't know.
I think it was more just like they give you like a dance move that's like inspired by the movie.
Okay.
And like the song has like a part of the movie like sampled in it. It's like, it's basically like the theme is just the movie. It's not really like you're telling the story though.
They kind of give you a jumping off point, and they're like, okay, do something with this.
Yeah, basically.
It's like on a cooking show when they give you an ingredient.
Yeah, so like when I think I was like 14, I think. Yeah, I was on like one of those episodes. It was pretty fun.
Oh,
I think
nice.
It was like episode 20 something. I don't know.
Yeah, you're like, I don't remember, but it was like season 7, episode
The
13.
ingredient is beans.
At 3:05 mark. No. But yeah, any links too, send them to me. I'll put them, to under the episode so people could check anything out.
Oh, yeah. Do you look at Instagram or anything?
Yeah, my Instagram is Nela9K, Nela 9K.
Nice. Give her a follow. I know our links pop up to follow us, but I'll also link
They'll go like boop, boop, boop.
Leo's on the episode. Yeah, I have a quick story too because I don't want to give this guy too much time, but it's funny that it's funny. I brought it up. Dancing with the Stars. So Dancing with the Stars, right? I'm watching one day during the pandemic, and I see this guy, and I'm like, why the fuck does he look so familiar? And his name is Val.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm like, holy
my mom
shit.
Told me.
Yeah, I'm like, holy shit. I thought we're past the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, we're good.
Dave, you might even remember this kid because he came to our school 8th grade. I don't know if you left 8th grade.
I left 8th grade, but
continue.
Continue.
Anyway, this kid, halfway through the year, he came from Brooklyn.
Oh my
And it's like this short.
Oh, yeah. I remember that kid.
It was this short kid, and he had like Russian hairstyle, like split down the middle,
Yeah.
And I'm like, who is this kid? And
That's
I'm always
a weird memory. Oh my god.
Literally
And I'm
I
always
was so young.
yeah, and I'm
Smart
like always
costume.
interested. Like when they bring new kids to the school, I'll always like befriend them first. Like another Brooklyn kid, Roman, that I was friends with in high school. Shout out to Roman. But anyway, Val, came, and he's like wearing like these shiny shoes. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
And he's like, he's like, I'm a ballroom dancer.
That's such a weird memory, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm a ballroom dancer, and I'm like number 3 in the country. So I'm like, oh, so when he says that to me, I'm like, you must be really good.
Or you're full of shit.
Or there's not that many.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, I'm like number 3, and he was showing me pictures and, you know, like just like his whatever press kits back then weren't called press kits, but whatever. And then I always remembered he like played violin for us, so he went to like some fancy art school. Next thing you know, I'm watching it, and I'm like, Val Chmerowski, whatever the hell his last name. Yeah. And I'm like, holy shit. And I Wikipedia'd him, and it said the guy was from Brooklyn. I'm like, this is the fucking little kid that came to my school. And he grew a lot. I'll tell you that. He's like a big guy now. He's like, of course, you know, dancer fit. But he was really skinny. But yeah, he came to Garfield for like a little cup of coffee, you know.
For a couple.
Yeah, he had a cup of coffee in Garfield.
That's
and,
insane. The fact that you went to school with Valentin Chmerowski.
And and the thing is, I wanted to make a post on Facebook. I'm like, you motherfuckers don't even know that he went to our school. I'm like, how many of you watch this show? You don't know. But then I don't want to be like, you know, like I'm like hanging on the rim on Val. You know, like, I'm not even his friend. You
I
know?
went to school with him.
We all did it. You don't remember. But no. Anyway, shout out to Val. Shout out to
Yeah, you don't be that old guy that's like, I went to school with so and so.
And then they're like, all right, Jose. Okay, go to bed. Go to bed. But yeah. So dancing is really interesting. It's like. It reminds me of jiu-jitsu because it's like a physical art form. You know, like you can't just like think about it. You got to like move your body. You know, like a lot.
Yeah, I also think with dancing, like you said, like jiu-jitsu, there's definitely a deadline, so to speak, of like, it's definitely like a young person's, I guess you can say, creative endeavor. And similar to fighting as well, like at what point do you kind of like hang the gloves and become a mentor or a teacher or whatnot? There's always that transition. You don't want to end up like, I don't know, Madonna, where like, why are you still doing this? Yeah. Stop doing this. Not like stop being creative, but like there's a point where you need to sort of like pass on your knowledge or your wisdom and kind of bring younger people back up. Obviously, you're in the beginning where you're coming up, and people should be pulling you up. This is why I love it when I see like established dancers or creative people or artists like being mentors and teachers and opening up schools and studios. Then like I always, when I see like some older artists in their 40s or 50s and they're still kind of like hustling, I'm like, don't you want to like pass on some knowledge, dude? Or like, what, you know, I don't know. I always get kind of annoyed by those people, but and hence, I mean, we're getting close to 40 years.
Oh, I think about 40 minutes.
No, 40 years. So right now I'm like in that stage, like, okay, like, am I still gonna be hustling with my art and showing galleries and doing commissions, or at what point am I gonna sort of transition? I mean, I'm already a teacher. That's my day job. But like, when it comes to like establishing young creatives and putting them in shows and galleries and selling work, but I think it's really good that actually. I get really annoyed by people that say, "Oh, I'm self-taught," in whatever field, especially creative field. Like, how many schools have you like been a part of, like either organized groups or like you mentioned a school in New York?
So I started like when I was like probably like 4. I took ballet at Locker School of Dance. I think they're closed down, but it was in Garfield. It's here, and then. After that, I did gymnastics. I don't know. I think it was called Elite Gymnastics. I did that for literally 1 year. And then I resumed to dance at D3 Dance Center. Now it's called D3 Dance Academy. Yeah, I went there for a while. And then once I was like 12, 13, I think like around 12, 13, I started going to Brick House. And there I focused more on hip-hop. They do have crews there, like mixers, that also do like contemporary and stuff. But after that, then I started high school. And then that's where I started training with PCTI, Miss Ackerman, Jennifer Ackerman, and Cassandra Rossi were my teachers.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to them. Love them. Yeah, they were my teachers at PCTI. I think the training there is really good. Like, for a public school, it is a vocational school, but for a public school, the training is, like insane. 'Cause usually when you go to a public school, if they do offer dance, like, it is good, but it's like...
It's superficial.
It was like a teacher
like-
that
It's just,
danced.
it's just
Yeah.
like, it's just that first layer. You're not really getting too deep into it.
Yeah, like, whereas, like, well, if you attend, like, any other... Well, not any other. There are schools that are good, but, like, a school that doesn't have the best dance program, you probably would have to continue going to your studio, like, because that's where you would get your, like, real training.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at PCTI, like, there's a lot of dancers in the dance program that just stopped going to their studio because they felt like they didn't need it anymore because we trained good enough at PCTI. Like, the training is great. You dance every day for, like, 2.5 periods of the day, I think.
It's about 90 minutes,
Yeah, you do.
an hour and a half. Well,
Yeah, each day it's a different style and there's, like, a schedule. But, yeah, the training is good. That school has, like, great talent. There's a lot of really, really good dancers there. So that's why I'm so, like, honored to work there and choreograph for them, because I get to work with, like, these, like, amazing dancers. Whereas, like, some programs aren't the best, and it would take me longer to teach, and it wouldn't come out how I want it to. But, yeah, when I work there, it's like I just set the choreography on them, and they always know how to do it how, like, I thought of it in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And they always bring my vision to life.
Nice.
And, yeah.
I think my only unsolicited advice would be okay to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I once briefly dated a dancer,
I was just
and
about to say that. Go ahead.
you're gonna say that? I did it. Yeah. A funny side note. She ended up doing a music video for Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Ooh, nice.
Oh my
and in the video she hooks up with the lead singer. I forgot his name.
This is leading perfectly to what I was.
Yeah. I was like, so I indirectly, kind of like, 8 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, kissed the
Yeah.
lead singer of.
He kissed you.
He kissed me.
Yeah.
I'll kiss him.
That's the nice
Technically-
way of saying it.
I'll still kiss him in real life.
Yeah, technically you kissed him.
Yeah, I did. But the interesting about her, great person, didn't work out, obviously, was she was like, oh, if there's something, I'm out. Like, if there's an opportunity, I'm leaving. And which happened, which is fine. Like, she went to, like, Germany. I think she lived in, like, Germany for like
Deutschland?
Deutschland for like 2 years, and then like Japan for like a year. I forget. I don't really know her whole resume, but like she was like a wanderer, like constantly doing one job, one gig to the next for like 10 plus years.
Wow.
It was like a grind, but I don't know what she's doing now. But she was like an SNL. I think she did the dance skit with Paul McCartney. I think it was one of his videos.
That's very much like a musician's life when they go on tour.
You
like
have to learn. You gotta go.
There's another step that you gotta learn that might not be for everyone, and you might love dance more than people who can go on the road, but you gotta learn to love being on the road and working. Like let's say some dancers that are gymnasts go to Cirque du Soleil, like that travels. So
You gotta
like
get
never
there.
home and
Yeah.
Whatever. But
like being a visual artist, like for me, I had shows in like London and different countries that I've never been to because didn't necessarily need to be there. My work had to be there. But like for a dancer, you are your work. Like you physically need to be certain places at certain times. So yeah, it's one of those you can't really be too anchored to like one location too much, and hopefully your family's okay.
Yeah,
with that.
so
Just constantly traveling.
yeah, and I also dated a dancer, by the way. So that's why I was gonna say that.
How'd it work out?
So it leads to my question. It didn't work out very well. There was no closure.
They don't work
It
out.
was highly debated why it wasn't official. But I'm not gonna mention any names. But maybe
please
they'll
do.
see this and they'll know because that's not the only dancer that I dated. But that leads to my question. I know when I was, talking to this girl, it always crossed my mind, like, the busy schedule. She's always dancing with, like, not so much insecurity, but, like, you're always dancing with, like, these dudes that are like super fit and
It's
like
insecurity.
you know.
Valentine
no, but I mean,
Smirkovsky.
yeah, with you got the Vals of the world
Yeah.
out there rubbing
Like
up on your girl.
eight-packs and
Yeah, and violins and shit in the back.
male dancers are fit.
And, yeah,
Like,
exactly.
They're no joke.
They're like fitter than IG fit guys, you know, because they're just always moving.
You think about it, they're almost like gymnasts. It's very similar to gymnastics.
Yeah.
Not the same, but you're
But you
using your
also
body all the
have
time.
the edge that like some don't like girls, so that's always good too. That works in your favor. But so my question to you was, how do you feel like as a young person, you know, we have no idea what the like dating landscape is like now, and I know you're
Nope.
just in college,
You're looking at
so
two
I don't
dads
I
right
don't
here.
ever talk to you much about this, but as a younger girl who's a dancer, do you think that actually makes it harder for anyone that you dated or in your past, or does it, you know, what is that like with just adding the dancing element on top of like high school, college?
I think it definitely makes your schedule way more busy than if you weren't to do dance.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that could be an issue. Like if you were dating someone and you dance and you go to school, and if you work too, like it could just be a lot.
Yeah.
It could be hard to make time.
Mm-hmm.
So then, but I mean, yeah, if they're a busy person too, then like it could either work because you guys understand each other because you're both like
Busy.
have your schedules, and then you can both like find time when you both aren't busy. Like it could work like that, but then it also could be like you both are so busy that you could never like see each other.
Right.
So it really just depends on the person, but yeah, I don't.
Yeah, so you think it's really the schedule that makes it the more, you know, harder thing to work with?
If
Yeah.
Yeah, because
If
I
you
remember the person I was with, like they were coming from New York, so like they'd be
Mhm.
coming home late, they'd be taking public transportation, and it's like, you know, you gotta like, not, you know, not that that was daunting to pick them up and things like that, but you know, it like cuts into your time, and
it's a
you
lot.
know, yeah, it is a lot. Then they come and they're like exhausted, you know, like
Yeah.
they're like drenched in sweat,
Yeah.
and I'm like, no, it's okay.
For me, I mean, my wife is an artist as well. It worked because, like you were saying, we're both busy doing our own separate things.
Mhm.
But the good thing about that is that when we were busy, we were busy. Then when we had time together, that time meant more
Yeah.
because we both made that decision to like meet up
Mhm.
or spend time together. As opposed to the opposite, where we're just say she was doing something else or I was doing something else. It's like one person's kind of waiting, like wondering, like, hey, now are we gonna hang out now or meet up now? No.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, if I gotta pick one or the other, I'd rather pick the we're both really busy. So when you do select a time and meet up or travel or what have you, that it means more, in my opinion, than the opposite of one person kind of just waiting, kind of twiddling their thumbs.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I'd rather be in that type of situation too, because I feel like I would feel bad like
oh, for sure.
if they're like not busy at all, like not doing anything. I don't really think I would be with someone that like does nothing, but if they were like not very busy and I was really busy, then I would feel bad, like I can't give you any time
Right.
and you're just like there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Get a life. No, I'm kidding. But
I don't know. I think 20. You're how old are you now? 20.
18.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were 20.
For
But
the record, I was busy too when I dated the dancer.
what were you doing? I wasn't sitting around twiddling my thumbs.
Yeah.
But I always think like the 18, 20 year, 20 something up to like 30, it's like hustle as much as you can. And
Yeah.
then I think I made it an analogy before. I always view it as like life is like you're in a train and like you have different stops and some people are on the ride with you and then sometimes they get off at certain times. But the train's still kind of getting to where you want to go to. And whether they come off, and some people jump on when they want to jump on, and jump off when they want to jump off. But you're still kind of going to that point where you want to be. And then when you get to that point, jump to another train and do something else. But as life kind of continues, people kind of come and go.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not a good feeling. Sometimes it's a great feeling, you know. But
Yeah.
for me, most of the time, it's not a good feeling. But
Yeah.
tis his life.
Yeah, and you could take advantage too of like when you're young, you can like go out to social events late.
Oh God.
Wake up for work in the
I don't
morning.
miss those
Go
at
to
all.
school. Go out to another event. Now, this is something I learned later on in life.
Stay away from drugs.
You can do that. No, yeah. You can do that as much as you want when you're young.
drugs.
No, going to like all the events late and
yeah.
waking up early. You know, 3 hours of sleep here, 3 hours of sleep there. But I'm not saying it's gonna like from one day to the next gonna catch up to you. But then there's some people that are like 40, 50, staying up late and
Ugh.
going to work the next day.
That's embarrassing.
But those people didn't do those all nighters a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think the more all nighters you do when you're young, the sooner that time hits where you're like, I'm dead at 8 p.m. and and I gotta go to sleep.
Or just have a kid.
Yeah, well, kids, yeah, exactly. But there's some parents out there that I see that they're like freaking woodworking at like 11 p.m. and like, you know, like going to the gym at 4 and then they're still doing their kids. Those people didn't pull all-nighters, or maybe not as many as I did, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, pick your all-nighters wisely, you know?
Yeah, when it comes to
That's my advice.
When it comes to social events, the best advice I got from a teacher was be a part, but don't take part. And what that means is, like she said, you know, go to different events and parties and after parties. And there's always like after parties, and those are always interesting. But she's like, but don't take part. And what she meant by that, like, don't like get into the drinking too much. Don't get into the drug use at all. Don't like, so it's like be in the, I guess, in that, because at the end of the day, it's all networking.
Mm-hmm.
It's all knowing people and getting to know people. But I was just always the guy that would show up to places but wouldn't take anything. There's things being kind of handed out and used and abused. And they're like, hey, Dave's here. He's like, don't give him anything. He's not going to take anything. I'm like, I am not going to take anything, but I'll hang out with you. It was kind of, it was interesting, but it was like that kind of.
Especially if it was free.
Yeah, I don't think I was also the late nights, but it's also like, because you're a dancer and dancing is a very physical thing. It's like your body is like your temple in a way. Like if you don't take care of it, it's not going to work the next day.
It's not so much for musicians. It's usually like the more messed up you are, the better music
musicians
comes
are.
out. Not that I'm condoning anything, but you know, facts.
Every musician I know had a period of time where they would just how do you say, experiment with many things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You see a lot of work too correlates to like a lot of hey, this guitarist was in this for this 2 albums, which were amazing, and then he went to rehab, and now our band sucks.
Yeah.
But anyway, again, not condoning anything. Sorry, I get excited. Yeah. So another thing I wanted to mention. This is gonna be a little vague for you, Dave. I just want to test the waters. I don't know if you want to talk about something new project you got or no. Not yet.
Oh wait, actually, the the piece that I'm working on for PCTI, is this gonna be out before December 15th or 14th?
It actually will be probably right in, because the new episode's coming out Monday, and then this one probably be like that week.
If not, you could still mention it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, December 14th and 15th is the winter show that I was talking about, the PCTI winter show.
Mm-hmm.
The theme is Time Flies, guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, that's on that day. So my choreography will be performed. My family's coming. That's
Nice.
exciting. Recently, my brother makes music. You guys know that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The reason why I wanted to ask is if you do want to talk
He
about it.
does.
He knows that.
He does.
They don't know that.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah, her brother,
Actually,
my nephew Carlos, also makes music. I think he does want to be on the show in the future, so we'll test the waters on that. But the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because, like, being that you're such a dancer, it's so tied to music, and I noticed, like I said with my friend that was a dancer, like a lot of times their connection to music is even stronger than some musicians I work with. And now you have something. I don't know if you're gonna mention it.
Oh, by the way, guys, stream Intuition by Carlos Angeles and Matt LaCosta.
Yeah, okay. Shout out to Carlos' new project.
Yeah, go stream that.
Yeah, I'll put the links to that for sure.
Yeah, but anyways, what I was saying was that he makes music. He's always made beats, but now he's starting to like sing and stuff with his friend recently. So, well, he's probably been doing it, but now he's like dropping stuff, releasing stuff. But recently, I've started kind of like working on stuff with him. Sometimes, like when we're bored, we'll like make a beat, or sometimes like we'll even get on the beat. And yeah, it's actually really fun. I just started doing that when we're bored.
Yeah,
It's
and
really
I
fun.
heard some of the products, you know, and it sounds really good. So congratulations on that. I guess, you know, whenever.
Do you have like a stage name for music?
Not really.
I don't think
It's
you
still
need
a
one.
work in progress.
Yeah, because I'm not really like dropping anything.
She's not
so
releasing yet?
I haven't thought of it. I'm just like making stuff for fun.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good place to start. Most creative people get into things that are just fun. That's a good thing.
Yeah. And but it sounds good. It's and the beat that I heard, you guys made that together?
Which
I heard a track that you did recently.
yeah, probably if it was
Is
like,
it like hip hop or?
yeah, or but we do like he does all styles. We've been doing more hip hop, but recently we're starting to get into more styles like UK garage and stuff like that. We're trying to experiment and do other things.
UK garage.
Yeah, and that's why I asked, because I didn't know if that beat, like, because a lot of the stuff he does, my nephew, it's more like, kind of like, I think like you could say like new soul and like, you know, jazz, like chords, but not necessarily jazz, and it's like funky and kind of like, you know, a dancey a little bit, like pop sound. But he does different stuff. But, you know, and then this beat was like really hip hop. Like,
yeah, that's
not,
probably the one we made
almost
together.
like not Jersey Club, but like kind of like that
Yeah.
kind of drivey beat.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is really different from.
Yeah,
the
that was
song I
definitely
heard.
the one we made together.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So that's good. You guys did that one together. It sounds completely different. Like sometimes, you know, people will make a beat and I'm like, this sounds like Carlos made it. You know, like, but it didn't sound anything like it. So I didn't know if you got it from someone else or. But that's good.
Yeah.
Sounds really good.
Thank you.
Shout out to Carlos again.
Yeah, I got it.
Do you have like a YouTube page or anything like that?
No.
Not for like dancing even or
Do you like
anything.
choreography?
Not really. I'm thinking of most of my dance stuff is in like a highlight on my Instagram.
Okay.
But I'm thinking of maybe making like a dance Instagram with just like all my videos and I could just like post them there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't really have like a YouTube or anything.
What are your thoughts on like TikTok dance trends, where they kind of like don't move from the waist down?
Yeah.
They're just all waist up movement. Like, what are your
Yeah.
thoughts on that? I need to know. You can shut on it if you want. Please do.
I think it is fun to do. Like the dances, like I must admit, when I'm in my bed and I'm watching TikTok, I do like learn them in my head, and they are fun to do, and I do them.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like sometimes people do those like TikTok dances, and then they blow up, and then people consider them like a dancer, and it's just like,
Thank you for mentioning that.
like I don't know, I don't know, like to each their own, but like I don't know.
No, shut on
Like
them.
some people have like talent and train and everything just for like somebody like get on TikTok and be like, and then like
Exactly.
blow up
Yeah.
and like be called like a dancer and
But
like, oh
then-
my god, she's such a good dancer, or, like, oh my god, like
Yeah. But then you have like people that have been going to school since they were like 4, like in your case.
yeah,
Really been kind of like, I guess, developing skill and their talent and honing everything down, and they get some traction, but like you get some white chick that copies other people's like dances, and she has like 2 million followers. Like, oh,
Yeah.
she's so talented. Like,
also yeah, I feel like on TikTok another thing, people always like do dances and they never give
Credit.
the choreographer credit.
Right.
The person that made up the dance, even if it's like a little stupid TikTok dance,
Mm-hmm.
people just don't give credit to the dance creator, which is kind of messed up. But
It's very messed up.
yeah, but there are really good dancers on TikTok. There are some people that like really dance on TikTok, and yeah.
So that's kind of like if I like repainted your painting and just posted it, right?
Yeah.
And like didn't give you credit.
Yeah,
it's
kind
basically
of messed up. Not kind of messed up, very messed up.
Especially if you're like the originator of the dance move, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
it
takes
was-
time to do that, I think.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like dance moves can make a track like go platinum. you know, and like the song has been out for years, and then all of a sudden someone makes a dance move to it. Next thing you know, it's like 50 million
like
plays
a
on the song.
yeah,
you know?
like a short choreo. Well, I can't speak today. Choreography for a specific track can blow up not just a track, but also that dance.
It's crazy, that effect,
and vice versa.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been talking funny because last night I bit my tongue with my molar, like way back here.
Oh.
Were you awake when you did it?
No, I woke up and I'm like, eh.
That happened to me the other night too.
And it's still very tender.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that you mentioned the whole, like, not giving credit where credit is due, and especially for creative people, it's important. Like, they put a lot of time into something, and then like some person with like 3 or 4 million followers, they're like, I'm gonna take that and monetize it for myself. And they're like, but what about me? Like, you just took my dance. You know,
Yeah.
kind of messed up.
Also, oh my gosh, talking about creators of TikTok dances, I took a class at Brickhouse MIC. I think it was a while ago. I think it was Scoota's class, but his assistant was the creator of the Renegade TikTok dance. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's like this huge TikTok dance like a while back. And the assistant was the creator of it.
Wow.
I was like, wow. And she was like so that's what I'm saying. There are dancers on TikTok that can really dance, because like she was dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure my students have danced that dance. A lot of my students will, when they are done with their art assignments, they're like, hey, I'm going to go in the back and make a TikTok video. I'm like, go ahead, just don't be too loud about it. So, and, like, I'm okay with TikTok dances as long as you just do your work. And once you kind of make those sort of deals with students, like, hey, after this point, if you're this far into this painting project or drawing project, if you want to be on your phone for like 5-10 minutes, do your thing. I don't care. But if I say no cell phones or don't do this at all, they're like, fuck you, and they did do it anyway. So I was like, you know, it's gonna happen anyway. So might as well just do a deal.
Yeah, that sounds good. And
Does
another no, of course, yeah. If I know I'm gonna get some time at the end of the class, I'll definitely not, you know.
What grade do you teach?
High school. So I teach in Newark. I teach art classes.
What
in Newark.
what school?
Bard High School Early College.
Oh.
It is a school that provides a high school diploma as well as an associate's degree in 4 years for free.
Oh, wow.
So all of them take their academics pretty seriously.
Yeah.
But because I'm one of the more younger looking teachers, not the younger teachers, but one of the more younger looking teachers, they think I'm cool for whatever reason. I don't know.
I thought you were gonna say the older teachers are like, David, what's mid?
Yeah.
Like,
Actually, that's really that's another question. I was kind of curious because you're younger. Is it difficult for you to keep up with today's kind of lingo with certain phrases? Because when we were younger, way back when, certain words came and went kind of very gradually, very fluid. Like, kind of certain words just came into the zeitgeist and kind of slowly went away. Now it's like overnight, people just start saying cap. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? What is this word? Everyone, or bussin' or whatever. I'm like, when did this become a thing? Is it difficult for you to like kind of not adapt, but like keep in touch with like all the current like slang words, or you don't really care about that?
Not really, because I'm kind of like in it. Like, I'm kind of in that age group, so it's not really hard for me to keep up. But like, I could see how like a millennial wouldn't know what we're talking
call
about.
us older. Old
I
people.
can see how like an older person wouldn't know what in the world we're talking about.
Yeah, I feel like the younger you are, that like slang is like an intuitive thing. Like a young kid, like a little kid can hear someone talking slang and they could kind of get what they're saying. That's why you see all these little kids on Instagram that are like 9 years old and they're talking like Gen Z on Juice, you know, like
what the hell?
And it's hilarious to me, but people hate it. But I love listening to this. Like these two little kids that it's like really famous, and he's like trying to like talk to girls on the street. It's hilarious. But anyway, I feel like the older you get, the less intuitive it becomes to you. Like when there's like a really old person, they're like 48, and they're like, "What's this?" And they're like all angry.
If I started talking like that, it'd just be so disingenuous. I just look like an idiot.
Yeah. There's some I like, there's some I don't like. I remember I was at a music festival, and this one kid was behind me, and he's like, oh, and he's like younger, obviously, you know, it's like the haircut and everything, like the young kid haircut. And he's like, who is this? And I'm like, I forgot who we were watching. We were watching some, and I was like, oh, this is so-and-so a band, right? And he's like, oh, that's kind of lit. And I'm like, oh, so it's like dim? And he was confused. He's like, what's dim? I'm like, no.
This is some time ago then.
Yeah,
this
because
was
lit was like a thing a while
Yeah,
ago.
no, it was Governor's. I was still going to music festival, so yeah, it was like a
super lit.
But he's like, that's kind of lit. So I'm like, oh, so it's dim.
Just a little
like,
bit lit.
Yeah, just a little lit, you know, like
not fully lit.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a little bit.
The word I hate the most, it has to be mid.
Yeah, oh my God, I don't like that one either.
Because in my art class, we do some art criticism, like art critiques, where you talk about the value of certain pieces and what they think about it. And it's always, they would say, yeah, it's kind of mid. I mean, you can't use that word for every goddamn thing. Not everything is mid. It's like, yeah, but it is mid. I'm like, can you use another word to describe something? And they have a really hard time, so I make them write. I'm like, but you can't use any slang words at all. They're like, oh.
So I think that kind of takes the place of like saying like mediocre, like
mid means mediocre, but it's like you gotta use another word.
I don't know.
That's what I gathered. I don't know.
Yeah, some slang words I kind of think kind of like make me cringe, like bussin', like oh.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
What does it even mean?
Like if the food is really good, you'd be like, oh, this is bussin'.
Oh,
yeah,
but I don't like that one. It's kind of like it gives me like TikTok like cringy vibes.
And that one is like it was originated by that like Hawaiian guy in jail that was making food. I don't know if you guys ever seen those videos.
No.
He used to be like, I'm gonna make a lasagna Doritos in jail, and he would make like the best meal, and you'd be like, damn, like I'm about to go to jail. Fuck it.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, he would make a bunch of stuff, and then he'd be like, when he finishes the meal, he'd be like, oh, that's bussin'. And then everyone started saying it because he went viral. All his videos had like over 10 million views. He would make some chef stuff out of like Pop-Tarts and, you know, jail stuff. But he's really good. We have a lot of links to put under this episode.
I don't even remember all of them.
And now
the
we're going to...
Hawaiian prison guy.
Shout out to him. I forgot his name. But actually... Okay. Check out the Post Podcast coming shortly. And yeah, we will see you soon.